this random team called like North Melbourne or something. I couldn't even tell you where the North of Melbourne is. And apparently they have the best young talent in the league, yet they still can't even win a game. So today we're going to prove to those dodgy little fans that Hawthorn here has the best young talent in the league. We're about to reveal Hawker's top 5 breakouts for 2025. It's going to be an incredible episode here. We're going to talk about the greats of the game, the future greats of the game, and the current greats of the game. Because all these players are all in that category. All in those 3 categories. Sorry, I'm on a bit of a waffle sesh here. And I'm just ecstatic to get into this. Talking about my top 5 favourite breakouts. They're also in my top 5 favourite players in the club. Because, look, I love myself some absolute young guns that just can kick 40 goals every year. And majority of these people here have a little forward spot in them. We've got a couple midfielders, got a couple just absolute guns. Look, it's just going to be a great video, and let's just get right into it right now. My number 5 for the top 5 breakouts. By the way, this can be in any order as well. Like, whatever order you want to put this in, it can go in that order. Like, I'm not really being too sort of orderful. It's in somewhat of an order of what I think is going to happen, but realistically, they can go anywhere. But my number 5 breakout for this year, Henry Hustwaite, training the house down at Waverley. Look, I'm very excited to see how he goes this year. Last year, he didn't have his greatest year. He was a bit unlucky to be playing in those first couple of games where, you know, we weren't the greatest team. We were getting belted every week. So he played the first 4 games of the year, didn't really perform because no one performed in those first 4 games of the year. We were just getting belted each week. It was really just not a great time. But look what we did after. He was very unlucky, though, to get dropped due to Will Day coming back into the side. So, look, he's got so much potential, so much talent. He comes from a great school. 6.5 disposals he averaged last year, 2.5 kicks. Look, it's not great disposals, but if you look at the first 4 games for any of those players, like, none of them did well. Everyone did a bit rubbish. So I'm hoping he can come back, really put the effort in training and Box Hill, really put the effort in those 8 quarter games in the practice matches, sorry. I think we're playing one against Geelong, Academia Park, so look, it should be really exciting. I'm really excited to see how he goes, and grows as a player, grows as a person. I'm expecting big things, sorry, all rubbish on my desk. I'm expecting big things from Hustwaite this year, and super happy and excited to see how he goes. He's our number 5 spot for the top 5 breakouts. We'll go to number 4. Now, number 4 realistically could be number 1, but he's already kind of broken out, and he's also got a bit of an issue, and that's Cal Shadir. He's on the injury list currently due with a stress fracture in his back. He seems to be doing well. He's at trainees. Of course, he's on a different training to everyone else. He's, look, he's so talented. For an 18-year-old kid to just come and absolutely kick, like, how many goals did he kick last year? Let's have a quick look. Sorry. 25 goals last year in 17 games. The father-son from Sandringham. Averaged 7 disposals last year, 3.9 kicks. Goal accuracy of 58%, 1.5 goals. Even 2.5 tackles. Like, the forward pressure this bloke applies is phenomenal. He kicks goals. He can take the most incredible contested marks you've ever seen. Like, I'm just saying he could be one of the greatest forwards of all time. Once he gets over this little hiccup in his career. He wears the number 35. He's a very cool. He's got a new haircut. He's just buzzed the hairs, which I don't mind. This year, I'm not sure how many games he's going to play. It's still unsure when he's going to come back. I'm sure it's going to be pretty early in the season. I'd be super surprised if he doesn't come back before round 10. But yeah, what a pickup as well in the father-son. He's a phenomenal player. I'm super excited to see how he goes this year. I wouldn't be surprised, even if he does miss half the season, I reckon he'll still kick 30 goals. Like, that's how talented I think this kid is. He could be a Coleman medalist in the future. Maybe not this year. I might be surprised. Maybe he's the greatest recovery of all time and kicks like 90 goals and wins the Coleman medal. And look, he so much potential ahead of him. Super excited to see him play. We go to number 3 for our top 5 breakouts. Number 3, I think, is everyone's favourite breakout for this year. Of course, it's the Wizard. The Wizard last year. Now, people can argue he did break out last year, but not officially. he had a really, really good end to the season. And even when he wasn't kicking goals, I feel like everyone very much underappreciated how much pressure, how much midfield work he was doing, getting the ball out. He's an incredible mark considering he is one of the shorter players on the field. If you need to watch that, Hawthorn fans, I'm saying right now, look, you turn it off with the last 2 minutes to go, but that Port Adelaide game is incredible to watch. Nick Watson had one of the greatest games of all time. Some of those contested marks he was taking in that Port Adelaide backline just gets me so happy. And I was just ecstatic watching it until I had to turn it off with 2 minutes to go. But look, it's still awesome to see him go around kicking goals. He had 57 average fantasy points last year. If you play fantasy, I don't know what you're doing. Please just get on Supercoach. It's just much better. 10.8 disposals, 6.6 kicks, 4.3 handballs, 1.4 goals a game. It's above average according to the AFL website. Played 18 games last year. 25 goals. Look, he's a phenomenal player. He seriously could be one of the most talented players in my generation. And of course, he's playing for one of the most talented clubs of the whole 100 years of Hawthorn's existence. So, look, you'd love to see Nick Watson play. He's 19 this year. So, yeah, it's just awesome. He's so cool as well. I just want to be Nick Watson when I get older, you know. I just want to be Nick Watson. Our number 2 spot, look, very similar to Nick Watson, except he kind of plays a bit more up the ground in that half-forward, midfield, wingman sort of position. He's got a rat tail. Everyone loves him. Connor McDonald. 17 disposals last year, average, crazy. 10 kicks he averaged last year, crazy. 7.5 handballs, 5.3 marks, 1.1 goals, and 2.8 tackles. That is phenomenal stats. Connor McDonald is 22 years old, and he is rivaling some of the greatest players of all time with these stats. All I'm saying is, it's going to be freaking awesome to see him play this year. The number 31, I'm just so excited to see him play. He's one of my favourite players. He's one of the more character players in the team. We've got like a team full of characters, and he just seems to be absolutely roaring. He's got the rat tail. What is not to love about Connor McDonald? Like, I've never met a Hawks fan who like has said a bad thing about Connor McDonald. Like, everyone loves Connor McDonald. He kicks goals. He's cool looking. You know, like, I just love Hawthorn. He played every game last year as well. Put that into perspective. Every single game we played, he was playing. Barely gets injured. Goes in for the hard ball. He's tough. Loves it. That's why he's in our number 2 spot. Now, before we do our number 1 spot, please subscribe to the channel. Like, this year is the year I can feel it. We're going to be competing with the likes of this tiny little channel called Blue Abroad and another tiny little channel called Saints TV and this new one that I've never heard of called Freo Faithful. Look, it's all rubbish to me. I don't see any of them competing with the greatest team of all time. And yes, I know it's also come across me that there's another Hawthorn fan channel called Talking Hawks. So I don't really know how to feel. I don't know if there's a bit of competition there or we're going to make an alliance. I'm kind of leaning more to the competition sort of side. I don't mind him in a competition. But yes, it's going to be a good year for Hawker. So just subscribe. Just jump on the Hawker train right now. It's the Hawk bandwagon. Now it's the Hawker bandwagon. I'm talking so quickly that I can't even understand what I'm saying. Our number 1 breakout for this year, I think is across the board, our number 1 looked at breakout for this year, Cam Mackenzie. The Sam Mitchell reincarnation. 21, he's a midfielder, averaged 58 fantasy last year. 15 disposals, 8.1 kicks, 6.9 handballs, 2.7 marks, 2.3 clearances a game. Look, I love him. He's kicked 12 goals in 34 games. Pick number 7 in 2022. He had a lot of hype around him, and he still does. He's going to get plenty of game time this year as well. I can just feel the game time he's going to get. But again, like, our list is so good. I don't know who's going to get game time yet. We're going to have to watch the practice matches. But yeah, he's our number 1 breakout for this year, rated by the Hawker Studios, the Hawker Corporations and Enterprises, which is mainly just me. But yeah, that's our video. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Remember also Hawks Nest. Go onto Hawks Nest. Buy the new 100-year Guernsey. I'm ecstatic to get my 100-year Guernsey in the mail. Also, if you haven't already, get your new 100-year scarf, member scarf for all you members. I don't have a code yet at Hawks Nest, but look, we're working on that slowly. But yeah, go to Hawks Nest, buy some Hawks gear, subscribe to the channel. Let's go Hawthorn. We're going to win the premiership in 2024. Come on. 2025, sorry. New year, new me.